Hey all, and welcome back to Fuzzy Ducksy Gaming and day 3 of our currency making series. So since I've not tested essences at all this league, I thought I'd test another simple strategy of farming essences just by alching maps. So the only addition to using an alchemy orb or a binding orb is taking some corruption essences with you in case you encounter any of the purple essences that can be corrupted up into the rare essences. So again, I've just spent an hour doing this farm, and the idea is just to get in and out of the map as quickly as possible whilst completing any harvest or Danig and Tusian lead mechanics that come up along the way. Again, I've focused on the lower tier red maps. I've used a favourite system, and in this one I'm setting Toxic Sewer as my favourite. You just set whatever map you prefer running. I'm doing Toxic Sewer just because it's really linear and quick to complete. However, the lead mechanic isn't the best in it because it's all narrow corridors, so for that side of things it's not the best. But for getting in and out quickly, it's really good. So we'll move on to returns shortly. I just wanted to talk a bit about the strategy in terms of how to utilize it to make as much profit as you can from it. Now, unlike the other two strategies, this one does really need a longer period of time to start showing really good profits. The reason being is that you realistically need to get the essences up to deafening level to be able to sell them for decent money. And most of the essences you find, unless you're corrupting them, are going to be screaming or shrieking. So in the hour that we farmed, we did find a few deafening essences and were managed to upgrade a couple of essences into those, but we were left with lots of stacks of 2 shrieking essences. So if we had another hour or 2 on top of this farm, we'd have had a lot more profit because we'd have had a lot more big essences drop and therefore sell. So if we look at the hard currency returns from the sales for the hour that I farmed, I had 91 raw chaos. However, I will say 38 of that came from the sale of a logbook that was found, and that's almost 50% of the profits in the logbook alone. The rest of the currency was from selling the deafening essences. So as you can see from the graphic, we still had a lot of screaming and shrieking essences left, which again backs up the idea that this is more of a long-term farming strategy than something you might dip into for an hour, and then if you find it doesn't tickle your fancy, you can do something else. You really need to do this for a few hours to see a decent return. Overall, it's a fairly laid back and easy strategy. It doesn't cost any money, but as I've mentioned once or twice, it's definitely long term, as most of your money is going to come from deafening essences or the special essences that you corrupt. If you find this sort of strategy enjoyable, then you can't fail to make money doing it. If you're the sort of person that doesn't like to do the same thing hour after hour, then there's probably much more profitable methods that you could look at. There's not much more that I can say about the strategy really. It's not my personal favourite, as I do like to vary content that I run, but it is guaranteed money. So we'll just quickly put up the bullet points as per usual on these videos. So you obviously need to run in Haewark Hamlet. You need the 2 essence nodes taken. Ideally you want to take the harvest ones as well, because if you come across harvest you might find some decent crafts that are going to make you some money. Again, you out the maps and just get in and out as quickly as possible. And finally, take some corruption essences with you and use them on any trapped essence monsters that have a purple essence showing, as these are the ones that can turn into the special essences. And that's really it. Really simple strategy. I know it's something that was done last league. In this league, I'll cover it off because it's definitely not one you want to overlook. So hopefully, if nothing else, this series is giving people different ideas of how to do varied content, hopefully to avoid burnout and continue making money. Day 4 will be out obviously tomorrow. I've already recorded the footage for that, and then 5 I've also done the footage for, so that will come out on Tuesday. But as always, thank you for watching, take care, and see you in the next video.